Savannah is the daughter of Todd and Julie Chrisley. While known for her Chrisley Knows Best, she is also known for her podcast, Unlocked. Recently, Savannah was asked if she would use her podcast to shed some light on a recent story, her father losing his prison chaplain job. The Unlocked host shared her side of the story. Savannah has at times used her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, to discuss what it was like appearing on the show and updates concerning stories about her family. Not only has her father Todd appeared on the show, Savannah has used it to update fans over the family's various legal issues. Recently, a story has come out about Savannah's father Todd losing his job assisting a prison chaplain. Naturally, Savannah had been asked the question, "Can you talk about on your podcast why they stopped your dad from working with the chap?" The Unlocked hostess shared the following statement: "My dad was fired from the chapel due to retaliatory actions taken by staff at FPC Pensacola, specifically Mandy Ramsey. He and other men overheard her verbally abusing residents in the drug and alcohol program." Some commenters claim Savannah Chrisley's comments can do more harm than good. His termination seems to be a direct response to the investigation into these abusive practices. This situation raises serious concerns about retaliation and the treatment of individuals who speak up against misconduct. On the Chrisley Knows Prison Reddit page, which shared Savannah's statement, many commenters were concerned with her sharing. Quite a few pointed out she could be doing more harm than good by making a statement. One user wrote, "She's just piling on the punishment for her dear daddy." Another felt it would impact Todd's future prison jobs. As they wrote, "She just ruined any chance of her dad ever getting a cushy job on the inside." Another wrote that, "I get it, she loves her parents and wants them home, but what she's doing is just making it 1,000 times more harder for them. The golden rule: you don't speak on what goes on between them gates, and if you do, you get it to a person who no one is the system knows, so it can't come back on your loved ones." Todd's attorney Jay Sergent had also recently issued a statement over his client losing his prison chaplain job. Speaking with Today, he claimed there was no real reason given for Todd's termination. Beforehand, there was some speculation that Todd got into trouble for talking with inmates in the residential drug abuse program. Many of these inmates had access to the outside world. What do you think will come of Savannah's statement? Make sure you come back to Update of USA for all the latest reality TV and celebrity news. Savannah Chrisley sat on the edge of her plush velvet couch, the muted tones of her chic Nashville apartment wrapping around her like a comforting hug. Sunlight streamed through the large bay window, casting gentle shadows across her well-decorated living room. It was a bright, beautiful day outside, but inside, a storm was brewing in her heart and mind. For months, Savannah had been in the eye of the media hurricane, her name splashed across tabloids and social media platforms. The accusations had been relentless: rumors of her dismissal from the family's reality show, Chrisley Knows Best, and whispers about her alleged misbehavior had dominated headlines. Each article chipped away at her reputation, leaving her feeling vulnerable and exposed. But today, she was determined to set the record straight. With a deep breath, she turned on her phone's camera, positioning it carefully on a tripod. The click of the shutter echoed in the silence. As she spoke, Savannah recalled the moment she learned about her firing. It had been a typical Tuesday morning when a call from her father, Todd Chrisley, had turned her world upside down. "Save, you need to sit down," he had said, his tone heavy with concern. "They're letting you go." The words had hit her like a freight train. Savannah had always thought of herself as an integral part of the family brand, her bubbly personality and business savvy making her a favorite among fans. She had worked hard, taking on numerous projects, from her beauty line to her podcast. Yet, the decision felt like a betrayal, one that came without warning or explanation. "I never saw it coming," she admitted in her video, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "It felt like a bad dream." As the weeks passed, the pain of the firing morphed into a deeper frustration. Savannah knew she hadn't done anything wrong. In fact, she had poured her heart into her work. The show had always been a reflection of their lives, funny, chaotic, and genuine. Yet, the narrative being spun in the media suggested otherwise. Whispers of a falling out with her father, accusations of reckless behavior, and claims that she had become a liability echoed through every news outlet. "I'm not perfect, and I've made mistakes like anyone else, but I was never a liability to my family," she asserted, her voice firm. "I've always supported my family, and I still do. This isn't about me being in the wrong, this is about accountability and transparency." Savannah's fingers fidgeted with her necklace as she continued, "What really hurt was that my family didn't stand up for me. I've always had their backs, and it felt like they turned theirs on me in my most vulnerable moment. I needed them, and they weren't there." Her mind wandered to the family gatherings, the laughter, and the love they once shared. They were a united front, a force to be reckoned with, and now it felt as if they had splintered. She had watched her family face scrutiny from the public, especially in recent months with the legal issues surrounding Todd and Julie. Instead of rallying together, the dynamics seemed to shift, leaving Savannah feeling isolated. "I've spent my entire life in the public eye, and I've learned that people will say anything to sell a story," she said, her tone a mix of anger and resolve. "But I refuse to be a pawn in someone else's game. I will not be silenced or painted as the villain in this narrative. I deserve better, and so do my fans who have supported me." With a newfound determination, Savannah made the decision to share her truth publicly. She wasn't just doing this for herself, she was doing it for her followers who had believed in her and her journey. They deserved to hear the real story, her story. "I've been offered a chance to explore new opportunities, and while this chapter is closing, another one is opening," she explained, a smile breaking through her earlier somber expression. "I'm excited about what's next, and I'm ready to show the world who Savannah Chrisley really is, not just the girl on reality TV." The video began to gain traction almost immediately, with fans rallying behind her. Comments poured in, echoing sentiments of support, anger at the circumstances surrounding her dismissal, and excitement for her future. The community she had cultivated over the years felt more like family than ever. Days turned into weeks, and the initial storm began to calm. Savannah took time to reflect on her next steps, diving into new projects and collaborations that sparked her passion. She started a podcast, where she invited guests to share their stories of resilience.